Hey folks, today I'm in Alaska, and I'm here to attempt Denali, North America's highest point. Let's do it. Next leg of the journey, we need to take this Denali overland shuttle to Talkeetna, and yeah, we're picking up a couple more people and we'll be on our way shortly. We finally made it to latitude 62 in Talkeetna. This is the place I'll be staying for the night. This is my room, and here's the bathroom. With some time to kill, I think I'm gonna go check out downtown Talkeetna. Main Street, Talkeetna. This town is really comprised of only a handful of stores and restaurants, and it takes about 5 minutes to walk the length of Main Street. Wow, Denali looks freaking awesome. I am super stoked. I hope we get on tomorrow. Now it's back to the latitude 62 for a good night's sleep. Alright, today's objectives are to get to the mountain. I should be getting picked up in 15 minutes, so I will be waiting out front. Next, we're gonna go do a gear check. Then we're off to lunch and meeting with the National Park Service so they can tell us about pooping in cans. Alright, let's do it. And then we're gonna try and fly out around 4. I think I forgot to mention that. So we didn't get to fly on today. But things are looking good for tomorrow morning, so we're gonna get up and throw on our climbing clothes and head to the airport. Meanwhile, we're staying at this new hotel. Today we're gonna try and fly out to the glacier and then move to Camp 1, and it's day 2. We took off from Talkeetna Airport and over the next 25 minutes or so made our way to base camp. After what was quite possibly the most spectacular flight I've ever been on, we unloaded, we packed up, and we headed off to Camp 1. Day 3. That's where we're going. On today's leg, some snow set in and we ended up making camp about 200 vertical feet shy of Camp 2. Toilet time. Number 1, number 2. Fairly exposed. Would have a nice view if there was one. Waiting to leave Camp 2 for the weather to stop. Yeah, let's do that. The weather improved and we were able to make our move to Camp 3. Moving into 11,000 camp.
Has to go one more meal, so our aim is to use half of it. Oh no, the parm already got mixed in there. Oh!
Day 4. Day 5 was a rest day, and day 6 we cached gear at 13,500 feet and returned back to our camp at 11,000 feet.
Whatever.
Woo, I feel good.
It's like whenever you're trading.
Hey folks, today it's day 5 on the mountain. Today we ferried group and personal gear up to from 11,000 feet up to 13,500, and tomorrow we're gonna break camp and try and move up to 14. Tomorrow is here and we are moving to 14,000 feet. We broke down camp and set off.
A little bit of get deep into your backpack.
And finally, we moved into Camp 4 at 14,200 feet. Mount Hunter, Mount Forker, and the head wall. Fixed lines are right up there. Unfortunately, Denali is also a dangerous place, and we witnessed a couple of evacuations due to altitude and cold injuries. Day 8, we headed back down to 13,500 feet to retrieve our cache, and then we just chilled out for the rest of the day. Walking down from 14 camp to pick up our cache today. It took us about 15 minutes to get down to the cache and more than an hour to make it back to camp. Today we're going to head up the head wall to cache supplies. First break on the head wall.
Yeah, I love like the black over there on the rock.
Today we went up the head wall. It's tough. Fixed lines, did that. We're back tonight. I think tomorrow's rest day. Check out the National Park Service tents. We had a rest day today, didn't do much. Yesterday we went up here, and we're going to go tomorrow with full packs to 17 camp. We did meet 3 people who they did a search and rescue for this morning. Fortunate, don't know what happened to them, but we had a big plane circling around the mountain for, I don't know, 3 or 4 hours. Looks like we'll be hanging out in camp today. High winds up on top. On today's day off, we went and talked to the people at the ranger station, played some ice axe horseshoes. A little winded, and now I'm gonna go lay down until it's time to eat, hoping for the weather to hold out so we can go up tomorrow to 17, but it may be another day. Today we're taking a weather day. If you can look up there, you can see the clouds are whipping across the ridge and the summit. Things don't look great for a couple of days, but we'll see what happens. We made the best of our weather day by traveling the short distance across the glacier to the edge of the world. It's known by this name because the terrain drops off approximately 6,000 feet straight down, and here we took a few pictures. Today's the day we're moving to 17. Light winds. Theoretically, we will take a rest day tomorrow and attempt to summit the next day. But who knows what the weather will give us. Just as we pulled into Camp 5, another helicopter evacuation took place. Then it was back to the business of setting up camp and building some snow walls to help block the wind. Yesterday we came up from 14 Camp, and then got on this ridge and made our way, Washburn's Thumb, all the way up around the back here into camp. And this morning we've been building wind walls. Been pretty fun. Weather's expected to be pretty poor up here. We don't know when Summit Day will commence. This is our group. Day 13 or 14 on the glacier. It was a no-go this morning. Terrible winds. Maybe tomorrow, probably not. Seems to be the way it goes. But here's our camp. I made a ton of blocks yesterday, and now we are secure from the wind, at least to some extent. That's where we're going tomorrow. Or that's where we're going when we get summit chance. All right, I think it's day 14 of glacier living. Obviously, we're not going anywhere today. Another day at 17. Good news and bad news. I feel like shit. Last night was not a good night for me. But the good news is, it sounds like we might have a weather window tomorrow to head to the top. So I've got about 24 hours to get my body in check. We got a summit window today. Didn't look very good to me, but we all got dressed up and started up the Autobahn. Had a few people turn back. We got to Denali Pass. Weather deteriorated, so we turned around. May have another opportunity tomorrow. Day 17 of glacier living. So yesterday we attempted to summit. Got to like 18,003 Denali Pass. Weather was terrible, turned around. Today they offered another chance for Summit Day. The only difference is, well, obviously the days, but the weather is similar, except colder. And we had some sunshine this morning. I opted out. I'm just not feeling it. Having a hard time breathing. So, it is what it is. When I left, I felt like I made the right choice, so that's that. So tomorrow it looks like we'll be going down to 14, and the next day we'll try to make base camp so we can get off of this glacier. Quick update. With any luck, our group will be on the summit in about an hour, but a guide just came down and took his people off the mountain because he said it's super cold up there and high potential for cold injuries, so I hope everyone's safe. And why no Denali? I think primarily it's because I can't breathe. While we were waiting on the Autobahn, my foot got very, very, very cold and stayed that way for a couple hours. I was doing every trick in the book. Shaking, wiggling, swinging. Which leads me into the second reason, was that the forecast said today would be similar to yesterday, only colder. And yeah, that's that. I still made the right decision. Feels wrong, hurts, but yeah, I think it is the right decision. Mass exodus. Friday, June 7th. So this morning we came down the ridge, down the fixed lines, and then into camp. I already feel 100 times better. Being at this lower elevation, I was dragging so bad up there. We're just here for a couple hours, and then we're gonna head on down to 11,000 feet to spend the night, and then off to base camp tomorrow. We'll see. Look at this place.
Yeah.
At our 11,000 foot camp, we were given the option to maybe just go ahead and push on to base camp, which we all gladly agreed to. 11:06, heading to base camp.
Death march.
Death march.
Oh, good. Thank you, Jason. I didn't want to get my phone out. I was like, somebody will.
5:35, base camp. Our plane is on the way. Post-climb night celebration. Hanging out at the Fairview Inn. Pretty fun.